Hello everybody, Father Mateus here. I hope everybody's doing well. Thank God we are able to come back to church starting this weekend, so we will be open May 30th, May 31st with our regular schedule. However, as you can well imagine, as you come in, you're going to notice that there will be a lot of changes in the way that we worship. So from the very beginning, I just want to ask you two things. First, please share this video with everyone on your Facebook so everybody will have the same instructions that I'm giving right now. The second thing, I'm going to ask you your patience. Yes, we're going to need a lot of patience because it's hard to change. We don't want to change. We want the things to go back to the way it was. But unfortunately, in order for us to follow the guidelines, we're going to have to have some changes. So I'm going to go through the whole process with you so you know exactly what to expect when you come to church. I know probably there are a lot of people that are afraid to come right now, but I just want to assure you that you don't have to fear. You're taking all the precautions, and with your help, with your cooperation, we'll be just fine. So let's go. First thing, before you even getting out of your car, make sure that everyone in your family who is going to attend the Mass is wearing a face mask or a face covering. Anyone older than 2 years old have to be wearing a face mask. So please make sure that anyone in your car already have the mask right before you leave your car. As you approach the doors here at the church entrances, probably there are more people coming as well to enter the church. So make sure that you always keep the 6 feet apart, the 6 feet distance, just to be safe. Okay, so let the person go in, and then you wait a little bit, and then you go. You're gonna notice some differences. First of all, only the side doors will be available for you right now. So here in the parking lot next to the rectory, and then on the 3rd Street, those doors will be open. Unfortunately, the front door won't be open because we need to give those instructions as you come in, and you want to make sure that we have also the right amount of people walking in. So first of all, those doors will be wide open for you, so you don't have to touch the knobs and you don't have to touch anything. There will be wide open, and as you come in, there will be 1 or 2 ushers, volunteers, who will be here to give you instructions, the same instructions that I'm giving you right now, and answer any possible questions you may have. Right? Maybe you want to make sure you want to talk to them. They have been trained, and they will give all the information you need for your first time coming back to me. So please make sure to listen to them, ask any questions you may have, and of course, be patient, because they're going to give you instructions that unfortunately you may not like or be used to. The first instructions that they will give you, you're going to notice as you enter the church, there will be a table with books and miscellaneous, right? If you choose to do so, you can have that book and you can use it during Mass, but now that book is yours. You have to bring the book with you to your home, and then next time you come to church, if you want to use a book, you're going to use that one, right? This book cannot be shared, and this book cannot be left in the church. It's now. Oh, Father, I don't want a book, so you don't have to worry about it, okay? But there will be no books in the pews. Grab one if you want to take it as a personal book for you, as a personal missalette for you, and then you'll be all set. But please don't share the book and don't leave the book in the church. Take it home, bring it back when you come back. Okay? Very, very easy. The second thing that the volunteers will help you with is to find a place to sit. As you come in, you're going to notice that some of the pews are blocked off, some are open. And they will guide you and tell you where to sit. I know some people, oh, Father, but I'm used to sit in the back. used to sit in the front. So I ask your patience to please listen carefully to the instructions of the volunteers, because we need to make sure that we have the right amount of spacing between you, and also by assigning seats, it's going to be extremely easier for us to clean up afterwards. As you can imagine, we have to clean up every single pew after every mass. So if we know where people sat, it's going to be easier and the process will be much faster. All right, so those are the first two instructions you're going to find. Hello again. So just few instructions as you enter the church. Now you have your book in your hands, and you're gonna notice that in every single entrance of the church, you're gonna have those hand sanitizer disposals, right? As well as the wipes. So we're gonna ask you as you enter, first of all, to use the hand sanitizer, sanitize your hands with one pump, right? We want to sanitize your hands, but we don't need to be wasteful. And then you're gonna see here also the those wipes, right? So you grab one wipe, right? And you are more than welcome to use those wipes, not to clean your hands. I want to let that very clear, but to wipe your pew where you're gonna sit, right? Just to be safe, you want to feel more comfortable, to make sure that the pew is clean. You can use those disinfectant wipes to wipe your pew as you enter. So as you enter, clean your hands, use the wipes to clean your pews. We are doing our part. Every time, after every mass, we're gonna have volunteers to disinfect the pews anyway. But if you want to feel safer, just grab a wipe and also wipe your pew, okay? Thank you. Hello again. Now we are here inside of the church. I just want to give you some instructions. So, as I said, the volunteers will guide you to the pew where you should sit. So you notice that here, next to the wall of the church, you have smaller pews. So if you're coming to church by yourself, you will most probably be directed to those smaller pews. The larger pews here on my right will be dedicated to larger families or large group of people. For example, you come, mom and dad, 2 kids, that's where you're gonna sit, okay? We do that because they are larger, and we're gonna use them for a large number of people who lives together. So if you live together, you're more than welcome to sit together, of course. If you don't, we ask you to choose a different pew. So please be patient, as you may not sit in the place that you are used to, but the volunteers are just doing this for your own safety. So thank you so much for your understanding and cooperation. So as we start Mass, you're gonna notice that everything will be the same. We're not gonna change anything during Mass. The only change you're gonna notice will be when communion time comes. So you'll be sitting on your pew, and I ask you to please wait for the directions and the instructions of the volunteers. We're gonna have only one single file line, so just one line in the front, in the middle of the church, in the center aisle. So only Deacon Bob and I will be giving out communion. So please pay attention, because they're gonna let you know when it's time for you to get up and get in line. Okay, we don't want everybody get in line at the same time. So the volunteers will let pew by pew to know when it's time for them to get in line. And there will be marks on the floor, so you know where to stand and where to wait right before communion. So make sure you stand on those marks. There will be blue tape on the floor, so you know where to stand when it's time. And as you approach the priest or Deacon Bob to receive communion, you're gonna notice that by your side there'll be a tiny little table with some hand sanitizer. You're more than welcome, to pump a little bit in your hand and sanitize your hands, and then you are free to go and receive communion. please wear your mask all the time, okay? So it's your turn to receive communion. You already disinfect your hands with some hand sanitizer. When you approach the priest, you're gonna lower your mask, extend your hands nice and flat, and you're gonna place the communion in your hand, and you're able to receive communion. And as you put the communion in your mouth, you put the mask back on. Father, but I really enjoy receiving communion in my mouth. Well, if you enjoy receiving and the Holy Communion in your mouth, is not a problem. The priest and the deacon has been already instructed to give communion in your mouth as well. The only thing we say that maybe will be best, if you like to receive communion in your mouth, to wait till the end of the line, so there will be less contact with other people. Okay, very easy, very simple, but the ushers will be here to give any instructions and answer any questions that you may have. And finally, you're gonna notice that here in the front of the altar, baskets will be available for you to deposit your collection and your envelope. So there will be no collection during the offertory as usual. So at the end of the Mass, you're more than welcome to stop by here in the front of the altar, drop your envelope or your collection in the basket. Okay, they will be here available. Nobody's gonna touch them at least for a couple of days to make sure that if there's any contamination, will disappear before the staff has access to that collection basket. Okay, so thank you everybody. Those were the instructions. If you have any questions, please, you can call us here in the rectory. We are sending with this video also a flock note with all the informations that you may need, all the instructions. So please call us and make sure that if you're coming to Mass this weekend, you don't have to worry about it, you don't have to be afraid. Just answer any questions you may have with the volunteers. So just a reminder, regular schedule is back to normal: 4 on Saturday, 7 on Sunday, 9:45 and 11:15, and also Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 6:30 a.m. as usual. I just want to finish here by asking you to help us out. As you can imagine, all those changes, they are not easy, and only me doing those things by myself would be impossible. I just want to thank everybody who already volunteer, but we need more people. We need a lot of more people. So all you need to do, if you're already planning to come to church and you want to volunteer, you just have to come like 15 minutes before Mass and stay 15 minutes after Mass. Wherever Mass you pick, wherever Mass you already come, and we're gonna need your help to help us to give instructions, welcome people, answer any questions that they may have, and then afterwards we're gonna disinfect the pews, and everybody will wear masks, gloves, and you'll be safe by volunteers. So don't be afraid. Okay, so please call us, call the rectory, or just tell to one of the ushers, the volunteers, that you would like to help as well. So thank you so much everybody, and may God always bless you, and welcome back to St. Cecilia's Parish.